They say the best adventures happen when the plan falls apart. But what if you never really had one to begin with? I'm leaving Sydney behind, pointing my front wheel towards Geelong, catching the ferry across the Bass Strait, and tackling a loop of Tasmania. It's going to be wet, hot, cold, and entirely unscripted. Just me, the bike, and whatever Google Maps and my Garmin decide to throw at me. But there's a catch, a big one. I stopped eating food. No food whatsoever, just water, black coffee, tea, and a strict routine of electrolytes and vitamins. I'm attempting a 30-day fast while navigating some of the most rugged terrain in the country. Will the mental clarity of the fast sharpen the ride, or will the elements break me? There's only one way to find out. Let's ride. Hey guys, so I'm on day 1 of fasting. I'm planning to do 30 days. Not sure if that will happen. The reasons I'm doing the fast, basically I have allowed myself to put on weight over the last 2 to 3 years. I did a fast for 27 days about 3 years ago, and it was transformational. It was so good. Like, I just immediately dropped all of my really hard to lose weight. As a guy, you accumulate a lot of weight around your kind of belly and your sides and your lower back. It's the fat belt, I call it. And it actually is a survival characteristic. It's a feature of our bodies in that we carry our fat at a low center of gravity so that we can survive for a longer period of time. So it's actually a really great feature that we have to store up that fat. Problem with our society is that we don't go into starvation mode. We're not hunter-gatherers who this is designed for. It's designed for hunter-gatherers that may not eat for 5 days in between meals. But for modern society, we eat every day, 3 times a day, sometimes more. So never actually enough time to keep that fat in balance. Unless you are not eating a lot of meals and are very healthy and also exercise a lot, often most people's calories exceed their daily needs, and therefore your body puts it into fat storage. When you fast, you go into a state of autophagy, and that allows your body to just eat up your fat. And it's a really great, healthy process. Your body absolutely loves autophagy. It's definitely a good state to put your body into. And your body just breaks down all of this old fat, all of the old scar tissue. It's cleaning out the closets of your body for all the stuff that it doesn't need. It's not necessary for our body to carry around so much fat in a modern society where we do have access to food all the time. I probably have about 60 days worth of fat on me right now, which is way more than I need. The great thing about autophagy is that it actually generates higher energy from your stored fat cells than it does from food. It's a much higher performant energy cell. And so it actually, after you get past the initial lethargicness and the sadness of being hungry, it actually is a really, really great way to be energetic. After the first 2 days, you've got this acuity, this clarity that you only get through fasting. Many religions, there is a concept of a fast as part of the path to spiritual enlightenment or finding God or finding yourself. There's a lot of history in this tradition, whereas modern society don't really consider it to be an option. There's speculation that you can even inhibit or potentially cure cancer by fasting, because cancer requires sugar to grow. So if you starve your body of sugar, then you starve the cancer. I'm not saying that's 100% correct. There's definitely a lot of speculation on this topic. You know, there's something in there. Good morning. So today is day 3 of my fast. I'm trying to get to 30 days. The first 2 days were a real struggle. Day 1, day 2, I was just constantly going, I'm hungry. I know that the feeling of hunger is just ghrelin, which is a hormone that's released in your body to remind you to eat. It's saying, hey, you usually eat at this time, you should eat again now. It actually is quite a helpful little alarm bell to say, hey, it's time to eat. But that ghrelin is the feeling of hunger. That's the feeling of suffering that we're all so afraid of. Once you get past that, feeling a bit of ghrelin is not terrible. And the ghrelin diminishes over time. So if I stop eating breakfast after a year, I'm not going to feel ghrelin at breakfast because my body doesn't produce it then. It doesn't think that I usually eat then. So you can train your body on when you want it to release, etc. I woke up feeling pretty good today. I woke up with a lot of energy and feeling normal. I don't feel hungry at all. I feel a lot tighter in the guts already. It will take time. So I'm planning to continue my fast. Let's see if I can do 30 days. A lot of you are probably wondering why, and more importantly, is this safe? Fasting isn't new. For thousands of years, almost every major religion, from Buddhism to Islam to early Christianity, has used long-term fasting to strip away the noise of the world and find clarity. Scientifically, once you push past the initial hunger, your body enters a state of autophagy, literally cleaning out damaged cells and repairing itself. I'll be completely honest with you. Attempting a 30-day water fast while wrestling a heavy adventure bike is an entirely different beast. Is it dangerous? Yes. The risks are real. Muscle fatigue, sudden drops in blood pressure, and delayed reaction times. On two wheels, a split-second delay isn't just an inconvenience, it's a hazard. I'm taking this day by day, monitoring my body and keeping my electrolytes dialed in. It's not about starving, it's about endurance, discipline, and experiencing the world in a completely raw state. But if the journey demands more than my body can give, I'll pull the pin, promise. For now though, the mind is sharp and the road is calling. Day 5, it's like 12% of my total goal. So I'm feeling pretty hungry. I feel hungry quite often. Usually when I feel hungry, I just drink a glass of water or have a cup of tea or a black coffee in the morning. Yeah, so my diet consists of water, tea and black coffee. Electrolytes, I take electrolytes every day. Optional ghee in your black coffee or in a chai tea, but I don't have ghee with me at the moment, I'm camping. And also vitamins as well occasionally. So like the effervescent vitamins and water. Yeah, that's just to make sure that you've got the kind of basics going, because you want to make sure that all of your organs are operating normally. They have the sustenance that they require so they don't deteriorate or fail. That's why I drink electrolytes, because your body needs salt. That just makes sure that I stay technically hydrated and my muscles and all my organs have the necessary minimum to sustain. I've done this many times, so I've been at day 5 many times, you know, more than 10 times, maybe 15. This is quite a normal position for me to be in. I don't feel terribly uncomfortable. Definitely always is like hard. Day 5 today, I was getting ready to come out on this trip and packing and getting all my things, and yeah, I just definitely felt lightheaded all day, a little bit exhausted, a little bit tired. That won't last forever. You actually gain a lot of energy and focus when you go through autophagy. The reason for that is because as hunter-gatherers, we used to fast regularly. So we would maybe be 5 days in between meals, and our body is designed to use that fat storage to allow that person to go on. If their performance deteriorated by being hungry, that would mean they would have less chance of survival. So that's why our bodies have evolved to having this very efficient process where it uses old fat stored, and it does so in a very effective way. It's much better for your energy levels than, say, eating a hamburger. I'm getting a pimple, which is normal of fasting as well, because your skin can break out as all the toxins are releasing from your body through your skin. Yeah, just got to keep on keeping on. Today is day 6. Woke up feeling really good. Like yesterday was a bit of a struggle. It was a strenuous day. I was moving apartment and I had to pack for this trip in parallel. So there's a lot of coordinating and getting things perfectly right. Today I woke up and I'm feeling just super relaxed and I feel like I'm on holiday. I haven't felt hungry once this morning. Last night I was around the campfire with my friends and they were all cooking their food, and the first night camp food is usually the best night camp food because it's kind of all the stuff you have to cook immediately because it's fresh. So everyone was having such delicious dinners last night, and I just kept asking everyone, I'm like, can you just describe it for me? Like, how does it taste? Like, is the texture nice? Otherwise, I'm feeling great. Like day 6, I'm feeling fantastic today. It's a really good feeling. I feel very focused and I've got high energy today. I don't feel hungry, I don't feel like I'm lethargic, I feel really good. And I'm starting to definitely feel like I'm losing weight 6 days in, so by the end of today, that would have been 3 kilos lost. It's approximately ½ kilo per day that you fast, and you've got to consider also water weight at the start and end, ½ kilo per day. So if you have a goal of losing 5 kilos, you would fast for 10 days. I've still got a long way to go. Yeah, I've got to be very careful this time with coming off the fast. When I came off the 27-day fast, I did eat very healthy to start, but I definitely ate too much volume. I had issues, like I had stomach cramps and all sorts of things. Yeah, it wasn't comfortable coming off a 27-day fast. I'm just hoping to like do it scientifically correctly this time and be very strict about my refeeding. I'm very pumped about this fast. I feel very steadfast and confident. It's sometimes the hardest things to do is when you're around friends eating and you're having to watch them eat and smell their food. That's one of the hardest parts of fasting is missing out. But that's part of the challenge that you take. It's part of the emotional resilience that you build, is actually being able to say no to people offering you things. That's life, is people are giving you things all the time that are bad for you, and if you can't say no to those things, then you're really susceptible to the damage caused by everything that you consume. So today is day 7 of my fast. My menu consists of, it's pretty much all my food is in these 2 bags. Coffee bags, these are really easy, and I love coffee bags, by the way. I think it's way better than instant coffee. And I've got tea bags, and I've just got a range of like healthy herbal teas, things like that. I do have the occasional English breakfast, and I do have chai as well. You can actually consume a small amount of milk on a fast, but you just can't consume too much. And if you do consume it, full cream milk, so that doesn't break your ketogenic process. Generally, I just avoid milk. It's a slippery slope, you know, you have 1 cup of tea and then you want a second one because you're like, man, that milk was delicious. And so this is the other thing that I'm consuming, is these electrolytes. They're just small packets. Liquid IV is the brand. These ones I specifically got because they don't have any sugar in them. These are really good. And so I have about maybe 3 of these a day, you know, trying not to have too many, but it's just, it takes the food hunger away as well. So if I have a glass of this, it feels like I've had a meal. That's really good. It also just makes sure that I don't get headaches from a lack of salt. The other thing I am taking is some multivitamins. So I don't necessarily take these every day, but I just want to make sure that I'm keeping my body as healthy as possible. So I've got a multivitamin, I've got a vitamin C equivalent as well, which I can't find at the moment. Just making sure that my body and my organs and everything is really healthy. This is pretty much my food bearers, you know, water and tea and coffee. I had a poo yesterday, and I also had a poo this morning, it's a really good sign. When you're fasting, you don't poo every day. The poo is not that you're asking. The heavy, dark, it's really just all of your oldest shit is coming out of you, and it feels great. Like when you let it out, you feel so much lighter and you can really feel it, you know, you're not clogged up with so much food. You can expect on a fast like this to go to the toilet maybe once every 2 or 3 days, sometimes 4 days. It's not a lot of solids, it's just a small amount of, not liquid, but soft, heavy content. And you'll see this if you have a shit in the toilet, that just like sits in the bottom, like it's heavy as fuck. So it's really like all of your oldest shit that you're just clearing out. Yeah, and that's the great thing about autophagy, is it's a process of your body just self-cleaning out all of the different closets that it has where it stores fat. It has massive benefits in terms of longevity as well. You come out of it feeling and looking so much younger than when you went into it. By the time I get to Geelong, I'm going to be on day 6 16 of the fast. So I'm really going to be halfway through when I enter Tasmania. And then right at the tail end of Tasmania, that's when I should finish the fast. That's if I make it to 30 days. Yeah, I think the only thing that will make me stop is if there's danger related to riding. You know, if I start to feel lightheaded or if I feel like I can't safely drive the bike, I'd prioritize safety over this fast. Yeah, right now I feel great. Yeah, I'm excited to show you the results. Today is day 8 of my fast. I feel really good. I have normal energy. I did have bubble guts yesterday, so I was like lots of farting but no poop. So that was probably the only thing I noticed. Did have a situation where we were just hanging out and the host came down and started talking to us. She had these sweets that she'd brought down for New Year's Eve, so she offered them to us. I was like, oh, no thanks. And she's like, oh, go on. I was like, no, sorry, I'm fasting. She's like, oh, how long are you fasting for? And I was like, oh, 30 days. And at that moment, I was like, oh my God, this is so crazy to be telling someone else, you know, telling a stranger about a 30-day fast, and they don't know anything about fasting. My gut sank as soon as I said that. I'm like, oh, I'm gonna have to explain this. And so she's like, what? How is that possible? Yeah, and I had to reassure her and say, look, I've done a 27-day fast before. It's normal. I take vitamins and electrolytes and blah, blah. But yeah, I had to get into this whole thing, and she seemed very concerned about me. And I also started to think maybe she thinks that I'm crazy because it's such an extreme thing to do. Like for me, it's like just normal. Like I don't really think about this. I'm like, I'm just doing a bit of a self-health experiment, you know, and it's proven. It's my second time. What I learned from that is probably just try and minimize talking about it as much as possible so I don't have to explain it, because it does like raise alarm bells. It's like, man, whoa, this guy, unless I can articulate very quickly why I'm doing a 30-day fast and how I'm making sure I'm not going to die. Yesterday I did feel a bit drowsy. I just need to make sure that I am in a good state of clarity to motorcycle. I think that's probably the biggest risk on this adventure. Self-manage. If I do start to feel drowsy, I may end this experiment early. If I don't feel safe riding, then that will be the higher priority than achieving 30 days, because I'm mixing two things. I'm mixing a 30-day fast with a very dangerous adventure sport. It's also a great opportunity to do it. I find it hard to do this while I'm working because I have work events and social events and client dinners and lunches and things like that I just need to do as part of my job. This is really the only time that I can have full control over my environment and not have to go to things. And when you go to events with people and you're not drinking or eating, it's kind of dumb for them. They kind of are like not sure what to do with it. Like it doesn't quite fit. It's like oil and water. You know, they're there to drink and have a good time, and you're there saying, oh, sorry, bro, I'm fasting. And then suddenly you're like the boring guy. Like you feel immediately boring when you're not the one that's consuming all of the food and alcohol. Yeah, so that's why I decided to do it during this trip. I've got a long break off work. I've got about 5 weeks off work. So I thought I'd take this time to go through this process. The only things I may want to add if I feel unsafe is ghee and potentially bone broth as well. So it weakens the effect of the diet, but it keeps you in a keto state. That's what my doctor recommended. So when I did the 27-day fast, he actually recommended at day 15, I went and saw him, I got a blood test, I got all of the, you know, that stuff. And it all came back fine. He was like, you're perfectly healthy, you're good to go. But he recommended ghee, and just putting like a teaspoon of ghee in your coffee in the morning. Ghee has the fat and the nutrients that your vital organs really need to be in good health. Six reasons that I'm fasting. 1, I want to change my habits. I've got city habits. I've been in the city, I live in the city, and with being in the city, I eat a lot, I eat out a lot, I have fun. I'm always doing stuff with clients and employees and partners. You know, there's so many social events that I have just formed really bad habits over the last few years. So I really want to create a fire break and reset my habits. 30 days is enough to change a habit, so 30 days of fasting is really hopefully enough to change an eating habit. The second reason is I want to reset my body. As you go through your deep autophagy, your body recycles all of your old fat stores, even your skin, all gets like replenished, it brightens, your gut biome gets replaced, your scar tissue gets eaten and refreshed. There's all these things where it just resets your body, completely resets it into your body 10 years ago. By the end of the 30-day fast, it's like you lose 10 years in age, which is the incredible thing. Reason 3 is I want to increase my lifespan. I want to be a kick-ass 100-year-old. So I want to get to 100 and be active and healthy and vibrant and smart and, you know, all of those things. I want to be an awesome 100-year-old. So it's maybe too rich to say I want to live forever, which is the ultimate vision. I believe that's possible within our lifetime. At the very least, let's say that doesn't happen. At the very least, I want to live a very long, healthy life. So I want to extend my healthy part of my life to 100. I'm not a doctor, but if you have a lot of old fat, that can cause cancer. By clearing all of those things out, you actually just reduce the likelihood of those kind of age-related diseases happening. I want to reset my relationship with food. By going through fasting, you have to say no to food all the time. You know, I'm here camping with friends and they are having barbecues over the fire with pork chops and chili con carne and all of these beautiful things. They've got chocolate, and when I'm usually in this situation and there's great food around me and I'm having a good time, I usually have a fuck it mentality where I'm like, oh fuck it, I'll lose this weight later. And I go ahead and eat it, you know, and then you just get into a cycle of eating. And sometimes you eat while you're away and it's really great with friends, and then you go back home and continue the habit. I want to tell food that I am in charge, and I want to have full control and not be governed by my gut telling me to eat specific types of food. Reason 5 is I want to prove to myself that I can have this discipline. The more of what I achieve is the more of what I believe I can do. I am what I do, so my character forms through my behavior, not through my words. Doing this will prove to myself that I can do this. I've done 27 days before. I know I could have done 30. I was working and it was stressful, and I broke at the end of financial year. This time I'm hoping to get through to the full 30 days. I'm really committed to achieving this, assuming that I can do so safely. Finally, reason 6 is I want to look and feel great. When I did the 27-day fast, it was like waking up as a new man. I was fitting into old suits that I hadn't fit into for years. I was able to just walk down the street with a stride, and I felt like Brad Pitt. You know, I went from being a fat to being a thin businessman with abs. I was suddenly, after 27 days, transformed into this perfect person, perfect version of myself that was lean, had good habits. I fully transformed myself and I felt great about it. I felt like I had transformed inside and outside. You know, I had come back and I was very aware of the food I was eating. I was very aware of how it made me feel. While it was so delicious going in, every time you eat food, it actually makes you duller. It actually makes you dumber. When you're in a fasted state, you're so focused and aware and crisp. When you're eating, you're satiated and full, and all of your blood and energy is focusing around processing the food through your gut, and then we pile on top of it before it finishes processing. We're living in a state of satiation all the time. We're consuming at much higher rates than our ancient bodies that have been around for a long time can support. We're pushing our bodies to these extremes with a lack of exercise and a huge amount of calories that we don't need. We're killing ourselves with our diets. I'm really excited about going through this challenge. When I have to explain it to people, it is really hard to explain it because people just look at me like I'm crazy. Yeah, hopefully that 6 reasons explains it. So just to recap, I want to change my habits, I want to reset my body, I want to increase my lifespan, I want to reset my relationship with food, I want to prove to myself I can have discipline, and finally, I want to look and feel great. That's my 6 reasons. I want to quickly just summarize how I'm fasting and how you can fast. So electrolytes, and I try to get sugar-free electrolytes if possible. Black coffee and tea, herbal tea, water, effervescent multivitamin and vitamin C tablets. Depending on how I feel, I don't necessarily take those every day. They are quite strong on the stomach. There's also some optional things you can take as well. You can have ghee. Ghee is like Indian cow butter. It's very rich in fat. That's good because it gives you all of the nutrients your organs need to be very healthy, and it doesn't break your autophagy cycles so badly because it's keeping your body in a ketogenic state. However, it does lessen the impact. I'm not an expert on this, I don't claim to be, but having ghee is kind of like a softer version of the fast. That's how I understand it. The value in the fast is the caloric deficit. You know, you don't have to be 100% strict. Optional extras, ghee, lemon juice squeezed in water is fine as well. You can do that on a proper fast too. That's really good for electrolytes. It's got salts in it. Creatine as well. Depending on the brand, you just need to check. Usually it has like 0 calories, 0 sugar. With your coffee, there's an option to have full cream milk or full fat cream on your coffee. So there is an option for that. Same as the ghee, because it's full fat, it keeps your stomach in a ketogenic state. You just have to not have too much of it because it can break your autophagy. Maybe have 1 cup of tea per day with milk in it. Another thing you can have is kava. Kava is more for fun and relaxation, but kava has no calories. It's a Pacific Island cultural drink. It's very pleasurable. It makes you relaxed. It's based off a root. You can buy it in powder format at major groceries like Coles have it. There's no restriction, like a 12-year-old can buy it. Basically, you strain it into water, and it's kind of has an effect like alcohol a little bit, where it makes you quite social, but then it's also really great for sleep as well. It puts you to sleep so quickly, and so you get kind of both benefits. Kava's really great. If you're usually a drinker, kava's a great alternative to drinking. It doesn't break your fast as well. I haven't spoken about bone broth. Bone broth is another optional. Bone broth is a very safe way to fast. It's like got the similar benefits to ghee, where it ensures that your organs stay very safe. It's also mentally really easy to have a bone broth. Bone broth, depending on the brand, typically tastes like you get 2-minute beef noodle soup. It's just like the soup out of the beef noodles. It's quite quenching, you know. It actually makes you feel great. It fills you up if you have a hot bone broth. So bone broth is a great way to fast. It's how I usually fast. I just can't find the brand I like at the moment, and so I just decided not to get it. That's how you fast, and it's really your personal journey. I think the key is just don't break your fast. And there's other kind of fasts as well, so I don't want to confuse you, but there's intermittent fasting, which is you're fasting for, say, 8 hours per day. So you finish eating at 8 p.m. and you start eating at 12 p.m. the next day. So you basically skip breakfast. Intermittent fasting is great for maintenance, but it's not good for reduction. Outside of that, I would recommend everyone try a 24-hour fast and then move to a 48-hour fast and then move to a 3-day fast, 5-day fast, 7-day fast, 10-day fast. The more you practice with it, the more confidence you'll get with it. I've done so much fasting. I've done multiple 10-day fasts. I would have done more than 5 10-day fasts. Done the 27, I did a 14-day, and then I've done countless 2-day fasts, 3-day fasts, 1-day fasts. General intermittent fasting is how I roll. However, I've fallen out of that habit. So that's why I want to do this fast, to reset myself back into a fasted state and just get myself comfortable with fasting again so that I can just continue to have that habit. In Islam, they fast every Monday and Thursday, and that fasting is during daytime, so sunrise to sunset, they're in a fasted state and they can't even drink water. So they have a always on practice of fasting, which is a really great thing to do because it reminds you of your relationship with food. It makes you feel actually quite good to not eat sometimes and just to process the food you've eaten. And of course there's Ramadan as well, which is a longer period of the same practice. And they do have a lot of other fasts actually within Islam. It's quite interesting. There's a lot of different lunar related cycles where there's a fasting period. I definitely want to research more into the history of fasting because I feel like there's a lot more that we haven't really uncovered. While I've been on the fasting topic for probably 5 years now, looking into it, researching it, I feel like it's still a relatively unknown thing to do. It's not a common thing that most people are thinking about. And the other thing as well is there is considerations if you're a female and you're fasting, and I'm not an expert obviously, you have to plan your fast around your cycle. There's a safe period to fast in your cycle. I believe it's the first half of your cycle, but then the second half you should not fast. It's not healthy for your reproductive system. There's considerations. Dudes, we're good, brah. We're good to go. So we can fast all day long, any day. It's such a great opportunity. You can say, I'm going to get healthy and do a 6-month gym workout routine, spend a lot of money on a lot of shit, go the hard way, or you can fast for 30 days and then you're like, bang, fuck, made it. I think the other thing about fasting that is a consideration is as your body is in a state of autophagy, it can eat your muscles. So you need to keep your muscles active. I don't recommend doing hard lifting or, hard workouts, but I do recommend being active. So making sure you walk every day, run if you can, do like basic weights, do yoga, just make sure that your body is stimulated. I would try do weights across all of your muscle groups every day if you can. It does require a bit of discipline and I'm still getting there. I've been walking every day. I did yoga yesterday. I want to start doing yoga every day. So yeah, it's just about kind of building that daily habit. Now I've got all the time in the world. I'm on holiday. So it's a good opportunity for me to really focus on honing down my daily habits and then hopefully I'll take that back into my next iteration of my life. It's day 9 of my fast today. Today's our last day in this campsite. Heading back to Sydney for one night and then we'll be heading down towards Geelong in Victoria. From there I'll catch a ferry across to Tasmania and spend a few weeks in Tasmania. Generally feeling great. I feel very normalized into the fast. The thought of eating something, I just can't imagine it. I can't imagine eating anything right now. So I'm quite used to not eating, just maintaining my watery diet. Yeah, it's been good. I had a shit this morning and it felt very clean and natural and good. It was obviously not much solids. I don't have scales, obviously. I was 82 kilos when I left Sydney before I started the fast. So after 9 days, half a kilo per day, I should have lost about 4.5 kilos already. Plus there's about 2 kilos of water weight that I won't be carrying right now. 6.5 kilos is probably what my reduction would have been so far. So I'd say 75.5 kilos. So from 82, I would be down at 75.5 kilos now. Potentially. It's really good. But yeah, I feel good. Medium energy. I had to pack in my tent this morning. It was fine. No less energetic than usual. Generally, yeah, I feel great. Day 9 is almost 30% of the way through a 30-day fast. Yeah, I feel determined. I have conviction. I've done a lot of 10-day fasts and I feel much better on day 9 of this fast than I usually do on day 9 where I'm like, dying, like I can't wait to eat. I think it's maybe a bit different having a long-term view. I'm really just in this starting section of the race. Thank you for watching my video about my fasting process. If you'd like to see me complete my 30-day fast, you'll have to subscribe to my channel so you can get notified as I release more videos.